All right, let's see who comes in on this Saturday noon for me. I'm going to do a quick live stream. I'm rereading this book, right? I'm actually on my way to the gym, and um, just something was on my mind that I need to read and revisit this book this morning. It wasn't on my to-do list or anything to go back over the book, so decided to reread and redo this book. And I actually have this book that I'm beginning to read, History of the Black Dollar, right? That I have not read yet, that I'm beginning to read. And this also is including the 6 time African Americans' wealth was stolen, right? So I want to break down some things. Again, I've had this book for years, right? And I know people are so desperate for credit repair or restoration services right through now. Right through here, people are so desperate for credit repair services. And I do want to make this disclaimer that this book is not a book, right, about credit repair. It is something that's much deeper than that. It's the conspiracy of credit. So we'll get into that. I see you all saying hello. Just want to know I see you, right? I'm glad you're tuning in. Glad you're saying hello. Yes, morning. The conspiracy of credit. And who is this? Someone said, come get your nails done. I have no idea who you are or where you're located, but I sure do love my nails, right? Wouldn't have a problem getting that done. But actually, I'm on my way to the gym, and I wanted to go over this book so I don't have, I'm not going to waste or not want to say waste time, right? I never waste time, but I'm not planning on being on this live stream very long, but you all can definitely come in and say hello. Okay, you're in Brandon. Like, do I get a discount if I come in today? And can you do this style? I'm glad you're following me. Are you the there's a young person that I spoke to about at the nail shop in Brandon about credit repair. Yes, about all of that. Thank you so much for tuning in my channel. I definitely need to I'll stop by there. I'm on my way to the gym right now, but I would definitely stop by there. I'm glad you're tuning in. Hello, Easy. Okay, so glad. I was speaking to my daughter this morning actually about Forex, right? Forex trading. So she wants to get into Forex, learn Forex trading. She's 21. But let's get into this end of cashless society and how credit is going to play a large part into this, right? And when I say credit and the cashless society, this is speaking of the RFID chip as well. So in this book, right, again, written in 2013, Corey P. Smith goes into the RFID chip reader, right? It's stating that one of the reasons credit cards and grocery loyalty cards are so valuable because of its RFID chips capabilities. An RFID chip can also be fitted, listen to this, into banknotes, right? RFID chips can also be fitted into banknotes so as to identify each note uniquely as it passes within range of a sensor, right? As it passes in range of a sensor. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all. You're going to have to really listen in and probably watch this video 2 or 3 times because it's going to challenge your thinking. It's going to also expand your thinking at the same time, and it's going to get you prepared for 2021 because I don't think people understand the sense of urgency as to where this economy is headed into 2021. Now, we may think that everything is all is fine as well, because we have to, because Americans are still spending. I just saw that Black Friday hit another record sales of, let me see how much exactly was it. I'm sorry, Cyber Monday, right? So Cyber Monday hit another record spending. Let's see exactly how much millions it was. And I just did a live stream that discussed how much a record 10.8 billion, right? So also another billion was spent during, and let me pull that article up. Online shopping, into billions of dollars are spent of online shopping. And then again, we have Cyber Monday at the biggest US e-commerce ever, 10.8 billion, right? 10.8 billion. I did a live stream on last week. Let me pull that up with my videos. That why do we need a second stimulus, right? Black Friday, we got Cyber Monday, and then Black Friday hit a record of 9 billion as well. So we have Black Friday at 9 billion, and then we have Cyber Monday at 10.8 billion, right? 10.8 billion. Holiday shoppers spent 10.8 billion on Cyber Monday, up 15.1% from a year ago. Listen at this, setting a record for the largest US online shopping day ever. This came in short of the firm's original forecast of 12.7 billion in spending. And so evidently, when this type of spending is going on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, most of America is not aware of how this economy is going to be. It's going to make 2008 look like a flesh wound, right? And so this book, and I had to look at the date that it was written, was 2013, because I could not believe how it is predicting what we will look like in 2021. Okay, Harold. So I won't be answering a lot of questions about credit, but I will recognize that I see them. Now, again, this book, Conspiracy of Credit, it brought out this commercial. And if you all want to know why Bill Gates is so heavily voiced about this health pandemic, if this doesn't open your eyes to see why he's so heavily invested, Bill Gates, then I don't know what will. So this book, again, brought out the commercial that's on YouTube by IBM, right? Bill Gates, IBM Technology, called Future Shopper. Again, this was written in 2013. So let me share this video with you. Future Shopper by IBM. This video is 7 years old, right? It's 7 years old. The evolution. And this person, whoever uploaded it, only has 111 subscribers. It's the evolution of supermarkets and this RFID technology, right? Revolving. So I know a lot of people think, hey, no one knows how to react to this. This is something new. That's why America is in the condition. Let me tell you all something. Once you do your research and due diligence, you will recognize, you will come to the truth that this has been the plan a long time ago, right? As the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. So let me show you all this video. Again, it's coming from the book Conspiracy of Credit, written in 2013, giving us a future prediction of where we are headed for 2021 and beyond.
sir. Forgot your receipt.
Checkout lines. Who needs them?
Have a nice day.
This is the future of e-business.
Okay, that's IBM RFID chip commercial. This is why Bill Gates is so heavily invested in what's going on right now in the health community. The evolution of this, if you notice in that video, right, the guy, and the video is old, it's about 7 years old. The guy is making groceries, right? And he's in the grocery store and he's putting the groceries under his coat, right? And you saw the surveillance camera, everything following him, and it was not considered theft, right? He's not considered stolen. And even the security man in the video clips, right, tells him, "Excuse me, sir, you forgot your receipt," right? You forgot your receipt. And so this book, The Conspiracy of Credit, it breaks down Visa and MasterCard, right? It breaks down Visa and MasterCard. And if you're a person that's been keeping up with cryptocurrency, you know that Visa has been making deals and moves this week for the cryptocurrency debit card with Visa 4 days ago. And let me share this screen with you all. Visa and this is Bloomberg. I got all these pop-ups. A new Visa card offers Bitcoin rewards. Listen at this. Instead of miles or cashback rewards. Visa Inc. Again, Visa is the largest, all right, out of MasterCard. Visa Inc. partnered with cryptocurrency startup BlockFi to offer credit cards that rewards purchases with Bitcoin rather than airline miles or cashback. Users of Bitcoin rewards credit cards will receive 1.5% of their purchases back in the most valuable digital asset. And I also want you all to understand this. Bitcoin is an asset. You should stop looking at Bitcoin as a currency, right? It's an asset. It is going to be a very wealthy asset. And that's why I do not believe Bitcoin will ever see low prices or dumps again at the likes of $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000, or even $6,000, right? It was at $6,000 to $8,000 earlier this year. I don't ever think you ever see Bitcoin escalate to those low pricings again or availability again. And so the world's most valuable digital asset and a lump sum of $250 if they spend more than $3,000 in the first month. So I'm breaking down all of this so you all can see where you are going, right? Thank you, Brandon. He says, hit the like button for our queen. Thank you so much. Derek says, I love your content and so true with how the future is panning out. We utilize RFD technology in the military. Thank you. And I'm so glad to have a military person on, because most average Americans, Derek Barnes, do not understand or that they don't know that 5G, right? 5G radiation was so powerful and so strong that it was only used for military use. And so most of the time I can only have this conversation with military personnel, because when I inform the average American to be careful in buying these 5G phones, 5G technology, and it's the radiation release, because this radiation has to power the new, some people call it New World Order, or the new digital wallets and the new digital dollars, right? It has to empower artificial intelligence, which will take the place of many human jobs. And so, yeah, thank you, says we as only use, it was so strong. And so people want to know why people are getting sick. People, it's this radiation that's released, and it's nothing that covering, and actually this make you sicker because, as I've always said, you're cutting off the pure oxygen that God created for us to breathe in through the trees and plants, right? And it's causing upper respiratory, it's causing sore throats, it's causing strep throat, it's causing sinus infections, flu, more colds and coughs, right? And then I just saw that Joe Biden wants to extend the mask mandate for an additional, I think, is it 90 days or 100 days, right? One of those. And so so I'm glad you all, exactly. Once you know the whole setup of a thing, then you can understand it. The coming of digital money will make this plain and clear to everyone. But the thing is, when you don't know how to properly combat your body and your immunity for radiation versus what you think or believe to be is a virus, right? Then your health is going to deteriorate. So most of our economic life is already networked in everything we do, every check, every credit card payment, right? Every telephone bill call that exists on a computer somewhere. If you don't believe that, look at the last time that you ordered something from Amazon. You probably received the email some days later, right, with another advertising similar to the product that you just purchased. That's why when you go to the grocery stores and you use your grocery loyalty card, right, they advertising to you, you get those coupons because they are tracking your expenditures and spending habits, right? And the fact is that eliminating cash will empower the IRS even more, right? It will empower them even more. Every bike you ride, every hamburger you purchase, every magazine you download, right, digitally, every one that you want to give a gift card to for a birthday, it's going to empower them to track you even more. Thank you, Derek. He says the mask wants to extend the mask mandate for an additional 100 days, right? It also will enable the banks, the credit bureaus, the government to become more omniscient, meaning more knowing, more present in everything that you do. In other words, it gives us more power and more control. So again, I'm talking about this book written by Corey P. Smith. I've had this book for years, people, and something told me this morning you need to read this book again, right? I didn't have a good sleep night last night, and I was just praying throughout the night. And I woke up and something told me, I really, said you need to go back and reread this book. And this book I've never been able to intellectually grasp what this book was saying until this morning about the cashless economic system and exactly how credit through Visa and MasterCard is playing a big role through RFID chips, right? Listen to this. The cashless, right, from this book, the cashless system was created by Mondex in 1933 by London bankers Tim Jones and Graham Higgins. So I began to research Mondex, right? Exactly, She Loves Cam. When you wear these masks, you are breathing in whatever chemicals and germs and bacteria. So for example, if I touch this bottle of water, I take the mask down, right? I have on a mask, I'm wearing a mask, and I remove it to drink a bottle of water, and I touch the bottle of water, I unscrew the cap, drink. Okay, it's germs on the plastic, it's germs on the bottle, and now I touch the mask again to put it back over my mouth after I'm finished drinking or eating, and boom, those germs from that bottle and bacteria has just been transferred, and it's transferred in the most harmful way, which is through your breathing and oxygen system, which means you get direct intake of those germs and bacteria to the closest part of your mouth. So what is Mondex, right? What is Mondex? Let me share that with you all. Again, the cashless system was created in 1933 by Mondex. Now, Mondex, MasterCard owns 51% of Mondex. So this is the Mondex chip. It's talking about the mark of the beast, Revelations chapter 13, verses 16 and 17, where a chip is placed in your right hand. And back to that video, I don't think I mentioned this, but in the video, right? In the video, the reason why the shopper was not arrested for picking up the groceries, right, and putting them in his coat while he was at the grocery store, and the security guard told him, "You forgot your receipt," is because when he went through the scanner, the chip was in his right hand, and it scanned all the purchasing prices of the product. Let me show you all that video again because it was a very short clip. And I have some people that just now coming on. Make sure you hit like and hit share, right? Make sure you hit like and hit share. Now, I'm not suggesting that Bitcoin at some point will not dump, right? But I don't, or it won't take a dip, but it won't ever take a dump. The name of this book is Conspiracy of Credit, hold on, by Corey P. Smith, and it was written in 2013 and informing you all or us, right, what 2021 it will begin to look like. And we're going to look at the Mondex chip now, right? And this was in 2013. In this book, he brings up this video by IBM, right? By IBM. And now you're going to understand why Bill Gates is so heavily invested, right? Because of this RFID chip, and how 5G and artificial intelligence and technology is related. That's why Bill Gates is talking about this health, right, situation so much, right? And they know exactly what's causing people the health issues, right? So let me play this again for the people just now coming in. This is IBM, 7 years old, right? The future market, the evolutions of supermarkets in the RFID chip technology. So people, this is really old information, just not common information that the common person would know.
Excuse me, sir. Forgot your receipt.
Checkout lines. Who needs them?
Have a nice day.
This is the future of e-business.
All right, they said checkout lines, who needs them? This is the future of e-business, right? This is a 7-year-old video from IBM, and that reveals Bill Gates invested interest in this. So in 1933, you have Mondex, right? That partnered with MasterCard. This is how Visa and MasterCard is leading to this too. And you have the Mondex chip, and it was used for smart payments, right? Smart payments, and it's designed, so it's called what you have set protocols or a set mark. Mon, M-O-N, Dex, D-E-X. It's a compound word for monetary and dexter, right? Let's go over it again. Mondex is a compound word for monetary and dexter, right? If you look this up in the dictionary, monetary means pertaining to money. Set, S-E-T, is the Egyptian god, which is the set mark. And then now you have dexter. Dexter, D-E-X-T-E-R, means belonging or located into the right hand. So MasterCard's ultimate goal is to have a cashless society, and this is where Mondex is associated, right? Mondex and MasterCard. So this was people 1993. So what you're about to see now is the size of these cards that are so small, it's like a grain of rice. And is what MasterCard is calling the smart bank cards or microprocessor chips for storing personal information or a biochip. Now, according to this article, the rich and wealthy already have these chips. A new development which eliminates the necessary of using currency or credit cards, right? Using currency or credit cards. Now, currency is cash, right? And so, like these RFID chips, they're stating that it's already used by wealthy people as a tool to help prevent kidnapping, right? And fraud and identity theft are already in use. And it's also the very chip that was approved by the FDA for use in humans people in 2004 because it enables instant accurate identification, right? And so it's already here. It's already here. And then you have the company Motorola producing the microchip. They start producing this chip from the Mondex smart card. So Motorola is involved in the production of this chip as well. The biochips is about 7 millimeters of length. And the battery is recharged and it produces electronic currency and fluctuation. People will check this out with your body temperature, which is one of the things that they're checking right now for this health pandemic, right? And so you got, look at the logo on the Mondex. It's like the MasterCard because Mondex and MasterCard are business partners, right? So you got more than 250 corporations in 20 countries distributing this Mondex system in Great Britain, Canada, United States, Australia, and New Zealand, and et cetera, et cetera. So people, this has been around longer than what we thought. Now you have the smart card system being used through Mondex since MasterCard, about 51% of the company. So now you see where the MasterCard logo comes from. Then you have the credit cards and you have these identification chips, right? And so this is getting to the point that in 2021, that the people that are unbanked, right, and the unbanked, right, and do not have prime credit is going to be locked out of the systematic use, right? Bitcoin is an asset, it's not a currency. It's an asset that will allow you to be able to use other current currencies, right, such as Ethereum, that is also decentralized. And that you all know that Ethereum is physically backed by gold, right? The cryptocurrency, Ethereum, or the altcoin, Ethereum, is physically backed by gold. So once you have I'm sorry, so easy. I'm just not going to be able to take your pay. You might need to hop off this live stream and go somewhere else because I've just told people, or we just said it's not a virus, right? It is not a virus. It's radiation. So washing your hands and face is not going to get it. And for people that's thinking on that level, I'm sorry, I just can't have a intelligent conversation with you because I'm breaking down why this radiation will release and how it's leading into the new digital dollar and into artificial intelligence, which means millions of Americans' jobs will never come back, never be replaced. And why do you all think, right, that this was 908 billion stimulus package? Let me see this. Was it 908 billion stimulus? Yeah, $908 billion stimulus package. Why, up to this point, it doesn't even discuss stimulus payouts? Because they are going to want to make these payouts through digitalized wallets. And you have to understand, digital wallets and electronic transfers are not the same. Let me show you all this ad that my friend sent me, or this post that my friend sent me from Twitter, that stated that Bank of America, right, is already using the digital wallets, right? is already using the digital wallet. And the reason why, or the purpose of it, is because they want to make sure everyone has these digital wallets in place, right? They want to ensure that you have these digital wallets in place. And so when the stimulus is released, right, people are going to be so desperate in need, right? So desperate in need. Jobs are going to be lost. Income is going to be lost for months. They're going to be so desperate in need that, or they might not even notice, right? This was Twitter. Look at the caption of 5G phone. The guy's person is in the mask and everything. Living in cities had taught me about efficiency. I paired my Bank of America Advantage banking account with my digital wallet for easy access through the train stations, right? This is him showing. This was August 25th of this year, 2020, showing the digital wallets access. So it's already in here. It's already in place. That's the reason for 5G and that technology. Exactly. Wow. So She Loves Cam says Congressman proposing that folks only get the new stimulus checks to prove that they have the vaccine. They're off. Yeah, I saw that CNBC reported that they're offering up to $1,500 for people that get the vaccine. What other vaccine incentives have you seen this, right? For example, at Johns Hopkins Hospital, they may offer you $100 or $200 or a pack of cigarettes to get a new medical vaccine. And this vaccine includes something with your RNA, right? It's already on your iPhones and Androids. And so this includes something, vaccine with your RNA that's going to affect your DNA. And it's something like vaccine never seen before, right? Never seen before. So James says you're correct, sis. I'm in the medical industry. This is not about a virus, right? It is not. And so I can't handle people that hop on here and say, wash your face and put Germ-X on and wear a mask. That's going to further affect your respiratory system because you're not even on the same frequency wave with me to discuss this. So let's go into who this is going to hurt. Not only does it give the IRS, right? And again, I'm reading, I'm getting some information from the Conspiracy of Credit. He wrote about this in 2013, where we are headed for 2021. Exactly. It will be embedded into your DNA. So did you all know this, for example, that it is no federal law that states that cash or coins has to be accepted as payment? Did you all know that? There is no federal law, right? This is the Payment Choice Act of 2020. There was an increasing percentage of Americans who were using non-cash payment options, including credit cards, apps like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay, and Google Pay, right? Now people are more even reluctant to handle cash. And so more and more businesses are declaring themselves cash free. And guess what? It's legal. Let me highlight this so you can see it. This is the Payment Choice Act of 2020. It is legal. That's why you have states like New York who are passing laws that will enforce or make businesses, right? Make businesses accept cash bills under $20 as legal payment. All United States money are a valid and legal offer of payment. Listen at this. The Treasury Department explains, there is, however, no federal statute mandating that a private business, a person, or an organization must accept currencies or coins as payments for goods and services. They have the right to develop their own policies on whether they want to or not accept cash, unless there is a law which states otherwise. I showed you all last week how the senators had to enforce laws in New York that they must accept cash because these businesses said we do not want to accept cash. Do not want to accept cash. And Visa and MasterCard's whole purpose or agenda has been to turn this world into a cashless society. And then the agenda goes to the RFID chip. And this is where 5G and radiation kicks in. This is why the human bodies will get sick. This is why the economy will never recover. This is why people are stating that this will look like the 1933 Great Depression. They're calling this the Great Depression 2.0. It is something like you've never seen before that this generation will experience. And this is why I'm telling people, this is not the same. This is not 2008. This is not the 1987 stock market crash. This is going to make both of them look like a flesh wound. And people are spending money like never before. 10.8 million on Cyber Monday and 9 billion, on Black Friday. And people are still, spending money like never before because they are not aware. Exactly, She Loves Cam. Masks do not work against radiation. They do not work against radiation. So let me share to this other video. Many people did not know the Payment Trust Act of 2020. So let me tell you this. This is why Constitution, gold and silver is real money. And this is what I've been coming before you all to show you how FICO 10 will come into play. That's the second phase of FICO 10 this month, which means credit score. We have millions of Americans' credit scores is going to drop from 20 to 40% or 20 to 40 points. FICO 10, the credit agency and the economy is all playing a big part of this, a great big part. Your credit, is deeper than what you think. It is deeper than what you think. And so now you have Americans, we have a scheduled number of vehicle repossessions, that's taking place in December, we have a scheduled number of homes that will be lost, residents that will be lost, that's scheduled to take place in December. December the 26th, December 26th, unemployment benefits will end for millions of America, December 26th. And so what people also don't understand that the unemployment numbers are manipulated as well, because after 6 months, if a person still does not have a job that was on the unemployment list, or if you are seeking a job and you are considered unemployed, then you file off automatically after 6 months from being in the numbers of unemployment, whether you have a job or not. So you really don't have a clue how many millions of Americans are unemployed right now. And people, I do believe the second stimulus will come in February or March of next year. It will be through digital wallets, because they're already setting up now that people's EDD cards out of Bank of America in California, that they're already setting the stage, EDD and Bank of America, of fraudulent activity. And so you have so many Californians right now dealing with Bank of America, and they're stating that's California's unemployment, that Bank of America they're frustrated because they're freezing many of their EDD debit cards, and so they're not getting their unemployment benefits. And so now this is setting the perfect stage where they're going to, this is saying one lady finally get her funds back from Bank of America. Let me show you all this. This is setting the stage that, credit cards might not be secure, might not be
Verizon
safe.
5G is here with a coverage of 5G nationwide. And in more and more cities, the unprecedented performance of ultra-wideband. This is the 5G America's been waiting for. only from Verizon.
It shouldn't be what America's been waiting for. That's it, and exactly that's why America is sick, and many are dying that already have pre-existing health issues, right? But after 2 months, it's talking about the frustrations of people that apply for their Employment Development Department benefits out of California, and their issues with Bank of America and fraudulent activity, right? So, what the government is going to smooth it over. We need a more secure way to give Americans their monies. And a lot of Americans they're not going to recognize that the electronic system and digital wallets are two different types of system. Everything you do now is going to be taxed. It's going to be taxed, and it's going to be able to be highly monitored, right? Highly monitored. Okay. All the stuff you're saying is on point. This has been happening for years. Check out S3571 Banking Act for All. Okay, S3571. And a lot of people don't know, again, that stores do not legally, by the federal government, have to accept cash or currency or coins as legal payment, right? As legal payment. And this is why I've been telling you all that gold and silver is real money. It's by the Constitution. That's why banks can decide they don't have to accept it, right? Thank you so much. That's great information. I already see that it brings out the pass-through of, okay, let me highlight this so I can show you all. 2019. And I'm going to get behind on my day today. But SD 35 to require member banks to maintain pass-through digital dollar wallets for certain persons and for other purposes, right? And so again, if you are the unbanked or you don't have prime credit, people, with everything shifting to digital now, you are going to be left out of the American dream. Now, let's get into a little bit more about cryptocurrency and Facebook Libra. What would Facebook Libra cause, right? Facebook Libra. Now, they are advertising it as Facebook Libra is going to be for marketplace transaction. You have a lot of people that post on marketplace. There are a lot of job offers through Facebook Libra. You have Uber, Lyft, other big businesses that will also accept Facebook Libra cryptocurrency. But this is the most important thing, people. This is the most important thing I want you all to realize. Facebook Libra is going to be the platform for social credit system to be brought to the United States. It's already implemented into China. The social credit system, most of Americans already have Facebook or Instagram account, right? Most of Americans already have these accounts in place. And so, for example, if you post something on your social media that may seem like bad behavior, you're drinking or smoking, then your insurances can contact you and increase the price of your premium for unsocial or for risky behavior of insuring you, right? Or let's say you don't pay your bills, and debt collectors now are able, this law was just passed, to contact you through your social media platforms, right? Also, some people say, well, that's why I don't use Facebook or Instagram. Well, if you want to sell something on Marketplace, if you want to use Uber or Lyft or any other forms of payment that use Facebook Libra, then you will have to have an account, right? They're going to make it where it's almost impossible for you to enter into 2021 without having some type of social media account as well, right? You can send birthday gifts. You know how Facebook, now you can tell someone, hey, they make it a real big deal. It's your friend's birthday. Tell them happy birthday. Now you're going to be able to send them Facebook Libra coins for their birthday, which was everything would be taxed now because, you have things like, for example, I'm going to say something real deep, and I hope you are able to catch this. But I've been so big on people getting cashback reward credit cards from the beginning of this year, right? Because cashback rewards on credit cards is not taxed. It's not taxed. Eric says, Queen, my brother is in Japan. He told me yesterday that they already have the chip. Wow. And it is. It's in some people's hand. That's absolutely believable. Absolutely believable. And he is in the army. It's already here. It's already here. They already have chips and people in the USA. Jobs require. Wow. Jobs required to have access. So what are you going to do? Right? Either you're going to accept the job and accept the chip and plan it, or you're going to be without income. So please go back and read Revelations 13, 16 through 17, which is also mentioned in this book. And then it even breaks down people, again, Conspiracy of Credit, Corey P. Smith. It even breaks down how Visa, when you look at the Roman numerals, right? VI is the number 6 in Roman numerals. 6 is the stigma in the Greek culture, whose value is 6. I mean, S in the word Visa and MasterCard. VI is the number 6 in Roman numerals. S in the stigma in the Greek culture, whose value is 6. And the A in the Babylon culture, right? 3 different cultures that Visa combines is 6. So you got VISA, and all equals to 666. Right. So I want you all to understand that mathematical impossibilities are not conspiracies. These are mathematical equations. Mathematical's possibility. It's not conspiracy. A lot of people say, oh, this book was written in 2013. It's already let us know where we are. And so this is where Revelations, according to the book, verse 16 and 17 says, it's forced everyone, right? The scripture says, small, great, rich, poor, free, and slave, to receive the mark in his right hand, his or her right hand or forehead, right? And so what do you do, Queen? What do you do? Well, let me have a recap, right? This exactly, Jesus. This is why Bitcoin is taking off. Libra new name is Dean. Oh, wow. I need to research that. I didn't know that. Facebook Libra. Yeah, it is hard to cancel Facebook and Instagram. Yes, the minority reports. And that's, yeah. And let me tell you all this again. Bitcoin will take a dip, but it won't take a dump anymore. They're going to make this where the middle class is going to get poorer and the rich is getting richer. You already seen Elon Musk, right? Became so much richer during this pandemic. You've seen Jeff Bezos so much richer during this pandemic, right? Rich is getting richer and the middle class is getting poorer. And listen, just gullible folks eating it up. Some of you are right now, you're on my live stream right now. And you follow, I'm going to be honest with you all. You follow other people channel that's, probably a little bit bigger than mine. And I know you follow them because sometimes I listen, I don't comment, but I follow and I say, oh, that's who, be on my channel sometimes. And that's fine. We kind of cross audience sometimes, right? And these people have told you from, Black and brown community, they have told you don't buy Bitcoin. Don't get into Bitcoin. The wave is over for Bitcoin. And some of you all listen to them. And I hate it for you, but you listen to them. But once you understand the bigger picture, this is why I hate that you did listen to them. Again, I'm reading these books, Bitcoin and Black America, History of the Black Dollar, right? Along with the Conspiracy of Credit. Because, again, Bitcoin would take a dip, people, but it will not take a dump. And some people will never be able to get Bitcoin. After this year, you won't be able to afford it. And what I mean by Bitcoin is not an, okay, I got a text. Bitcoin is not a currency, it's an asset. This asset is going to explode so high. So some people are predicting by next year 50,000. Some people are predicting 100,000. That is going to enable you to buy the other cryptocurrencies. Now, other cryptocurrencies that may be used for everyday transactions like Ethereum, which is physically backed by gold, right? You get the asset and then you get the other everyday decentralized currency that will help you be free of the Fed coin and USD coin, right? That's why right now you see credit offered through Bitcoin, right? You can get a $20,000 unsecured, no credit check loan if you have that equal amount of Bitcoin as collateral. Bitcoin is here. Now, do I think going into 2021 is going to totally end the dollar? I won't say totally end the dollar. I do think, because I read this book, and let me find what I did there, that this is on page 121 of Conspiracy of Credit, right? It states that RFID readers can identify every time notes are passed to or from a bank, right? RFID readers will identify and record them and link this data with the person who presents or receives them. This was deep. I'm going to read it anyway because someone asked me, was my channel last week? They said, is this a teaching channel? And I said, well, no, if you want me to teach you how to do your credit for free, then no, I'm not going live to teach you how to, fix your credit for free. And then I think Jesus, one of my moderators, come in and said, this is a learning channel. I decided that I'm going to, this day forward, teach or treat my channel as if it's a classroom, because you all do know I work in public schools as well. And I coach. I'm a coach of girls basketball, so I'm a public school teacher. I'm also certified to be a principal or administrator if I choose to, but I don't want to. So I decided now I'm still not going to teach you free credit, but I'm going to teach you why you need credit moving forward, why you need prime credit, and why you need to understand credit and crypto now like never before. So it goes on. So will banknotes have RFID chips in them? I can surely assure you, I believe they will be. If there will be still some people who will use cash, they are going to be able to track your cash. And I told people, this is why the government a couple of months ago in the United States Postal Services were why the government or the feds pump so much money into the U.S. Postal Service, because it's going to help recognize and identify people in rural areas that's unbanked with bad credit or poor, no credit, right? This is where the U.S. Postal Service comes into play. And that's why the government put billions into the U.S. Postal Service, right? And it's all going to be to identify every person. That's why all this stuff was strategically planned. The census came out this year, right? The census able to look at and identify every person, every individual that they can, and to mark where everybody is to implement this. And so it says, but the U.S. Patriot Act precedes U.S. Patriot Acts and precedes of the Crime Act have cleverly rushed through. Politicians, government agencies have learned a lesson that was unsuccessful in the 1931 conviction of Al Capone by the U.S. Treasury, that if you can't catch a criminal in the act, then follow the money is the answer, or instead. So the coming of digital money will make this plain for everyone to see. They want to track everything moving forward. It's about power and control. Okay, this is about something else. And this is why if you don't hold cryptocurrency, if you don't hold physical silver and gold, which is Constitution money, as the dollar collapsed. Many are predicting that the dollar collapse. You're absolutely right, Eric, on January the 5th, because the IMF, the International Monetary Funds, let me pull that up, right? Because I believe if you don't see it, it's not real. International Monetary Fund. January 1st Act about the digital dollars. That's digital all over the world. You already see China is digital. They had the digital one. China has broke free. The International Monetary Funds implemented that Senate will pass its digital dollar will be effect January 1st, 2020. So many are predicting by January the 5th, 2021. So many are predicting by January the 5th, 2021 that the dollar, that as we know it, will collapse. What does that mean? People, that means we're going to see hyperinflation. We're going to see high unemployment, and we're going to see high pricing, right? That $1,500, if you take the vaccine, is going to do something to your DNA, or that $1,200 won't do you justice. And some people are going to be out of unemployment beginning December 26th and out of jobs. They're going to be so far behind on their bills, that money is not going to do them any good. And so people are not going to trust the dollar anymore. It's going to lose so much more. It's already lost 98% of its purchasing power since 1971, when President Nixon unconnected it, or he removed it from being attached to gold and silver, which is real money. I showed you all earlier that there's no federal law, right, that requires businesses to accept your cash or coins as payment. I have a coworker, and he was telling me that he had a friend that was purchasing gas at a gas station, right? And the owners or the workers, he wanted to pay for it in cash. This is in Mississippi. And the owners said, we do not accept cash here. It's going to have to be debit or credit card. The guy pulled off, right, and said, well, you didn't accept my payment. And the business pursued him legally, right? And so my coworker was telling me, he said, well, on the dollar or currency, it says this note is a legal tender for our debt. So my friend guy is going to sue that business, countersue the business, right? Because they didn't accept his payment, and by law they have to accept it because it's a legal tender for our debt. I told him there is no federal law that requires businesses, unless it's passed in the state, to accept your cash. And this is why Bitcoin, physical silver, and gold, right? Physical silver and gold is the way to go. FB says it's some crazy folks out here think Bitcoin going to free them. That's not an LOL. What's LOL is the crazy people that didn't get Bitcoin, because they listen to people on other channels that didn't give them this background on how Bitcoin is going to be an asset in our currency. What Bitcoin is going to do is take your small investment, right, 10x it and multiply it as the asset that it is. What physical silver and gold is going to do is going to increase, because when the dollar continues to collapse and depreciate, physical silver and gold value would increase as well, right? Because it is money by the Constitution. It is not fiat currency. It's not printed. It's not man-made. It's not government manipulated. It is money. It's been money for 5,000 years. And what other stores will want, they will say, well, if you don't have crypto, you're going to have to pay us with physical silver or coin, because we don't want that cash, like businesses are saying now. And so this is why, as Mr. T would say, who always drenches himself in gold, I pity the fool who listen to people on these YouTube and say, I'm tired of y'all talking about Bitcoin. I'm tired of these Bitcoin people getting on my channel. The wave for Bitcoin is over. No, you didn't know the purpose for Bitcoin. You didn't know where the future was headed with the digital dollar. You didn't know where we're headed for cryptocurrency. So you may be saying, well, Queen, if crypto is 19,000 US dollars right now, and I missed that, what are some other currencies I need to invest in that will be decentralized? Now, I will give you this, right, for free. That's why I wish more than 52 people was on this live stream. Ethereum, right? Many people are looking at Chainlink, all of these blockchains that will have to connect these banks, right? XRP, XLM, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum and Zcash, because of its privacy, may be used for everyday transactions. But I really look, Bitcoin is digital gold, Ethereum is silver, right? Digital silver. Also, you can still get physical silver. You can go on my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. And just know, people, that once you submit your payments to get my silver stacking report, you need to include your email address so I can email that back to you. I've been talking about this all year of why you need to get silver. If silver is only $25 right now an ounce. This silver stacking report is only $35, right? And so once you select buy now in that Cash App, please include your email so I can email it back to you. The number 5 coin on this list will give you a 300% return investment. So Queen, again, why? I don't get it. Why? What do you mean by silver and gold used to reset the currency system? Listen, our currency system is going to reset January 1st, 2021. There will be some businesses, if you don't have crypto, right? There are some states right now that already legally accept gold and silver as legal money. Now, you need to understand the difference between legal tender, which is your printed monopoly money that the feds print. This is legal tender. Physical gold and silver is legal money. You need to understand the differences, right? Thank you so much, hon. I'm glad you're able to join into the live. You need to understand the differences. Legal money, physical silver and gold, right, is accepted in Texas, Oklahoma, Utah, Louisiana, and some more states right now. But those are the 4 that I know. And I'm glad I'm near Louisiana and Texas, just in case. Right. So that's why you have gentrification coming in Louisiana now stronger than ever, because Louisiana is one of those states that accepted legal tender. Steven says, glad I never stopped buying crypto since early 2016. Steven, some people might say I'm a gold digger, but hey, let's go on a date. Last time I told a man that somebody called me a gold digger. No, I just want to be with a man that has financial IQ, right? And some people really took these YouTubers' advice of, why they took their advice not to buy Bitcoin? Because at the time, Bitcoin was like $6,000 to $8,000, right? Well, if they're selling you a course for $5,000 or $3,000, no, don't put your money over there on Bitcoin. Buy my course for $3,000 or $5,000. And they totally manipulated you and convinced you out of opportunity to get an asset that's going to double and help you through this Great Depression. But it's not too late. You still can get physical gold and silver. Silver right now, again, spot price, $25 an ounce. They are saying, for example, that a person that can obtain at least 500 ounces of silver will be able to purchase a medium income home right now for approximately 500 ounces of silver, because it's predicted that silver will be in the 3 digits, right? And physical gold will be from 2,000 to 5,000 this year. Right now, I think physical gold is about 1,800 an ounce. And so, but a lot of people prefer the digitalized gold and silver. Again, the digital gold is Bitcoin. The digital silver is Ethereum, right? Especially the younger generation, they prefer to do things digitally online. they are still going to be great assets, right? They are still going to be great assets. Mark says, thank you so much, Jesus. Thank you so much, Credit Church. Yes, you can buy this. You should buy this silver stacking report. It is affordable. So it's $35. It'll give you a list of 10 silver coins right now that you can invest in, and especially the ones that will give you a 300% return. Because even with digital currency, right, you have to take in facts that, you know, it still is controlled and manipulated by someone that is of the unknown, right? The one thing you can hang your hat on is that physical silver and gold has been money for 5,000 years, and nothing is going to change that. It is God's money, right? If you take the L, this is my left hand, but I don't know how the camera is showing it. If you take the L out of gold, it says God. It is accepted countrywide, right? So in other words, if you don't have the RFID chip and you can't travel out of country with it, with the Fed's digital coin that may require you to have the RFID chips in your debit cards or credit cards, they will probably say this is higher security methods. Again, I told you about the EDD, California's unemployment issues right now with Bank of America, and they're saying people are still in their unemployment benefits because of fraud and all that. And so they're probably gonna say, well, we're going to make these new chips identified. I don't think now, even though people already have to have the RFID chips for China and some jobs in the United States, I don't think it's going to be mandatory right now for everyday purchases. And if cash is continued, paper currencies continue to be accepted as payment, it's not many businesses that will accept them, especially if there's not a state law that requires them. However, I do believe cash will have a form of tracking and RFID chip implanted in it as well, because again, it is so small, 7 millimeters, like a grain of salt. A grain of rice. A grain of rice. And so this is why also, if you do your cryptocurrency, you do not need to do it on an exchange format like a Robinhood, right? Exchange means you have no way to, if someone steals it, to really have possession of. You don't have possession of it. You're only trading it for currency. That's why I say cash is not necessarily trash, because cash can buy Bitcoin, but cash is not king anymore. There's one on another channel that keeps putting out cash is king, cash is king. No, it's not. Cash flow is king. What is cash flow? Cash flow comes from true assets. Well, Queen, what is true assets? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, real estate, gold, silver, right? And so these things can accumulate you cash flow or gold and silver capital gains. So that's why cash flow is king right now, because only real assets can generate you cash flow. And home-based business people. This new Biden tax law or tax changes that's going to tax income over $500,000, income of over $500,000 annually. This is going to hurt the small business owners, right? This is going to hurt small business owners, and many of them will have to close their doors. So again, recap: cashback rewards, cards, credit cards, Visa and MasterCard is connecting with the crypto world right now. Everything is transitioned to digital. Everything will be tracked. Everything will be highly taxed. This is why you need a home-based business. Need it, a necessity. It's an asset for you. Everything you do is going to be taxed. So when you look at the prices are going to increase for your everyday goods and services on top of your taxes, you will not be able to survive financially. You will not. So if you don't have, also you go to my website, fix my credit. Now go to this website, www.howtoshiftyourincome.com. And this is a small investment. Watch those 3 videos on howtoshiftyourincome.com. and then go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com, and send me an email letting me know that you are ready, you understand to enroll for this home-based business. I think right now it's it's $228 to start this business. You're going to need it. It's a necessity, right? Thank you, Jesus. He says Utah is the only state that you can pay in both gold and silver. Let me look up Louisiana or what are they accepting, and Texas itself. Let's look at this article. What states accept gold and silver as legal tender? 3 other states. This was July 19th, 2019. These are the states. Great signs of encouragement that sound money is taking place in West Virginia. They announced plans to remove taxation. This is why gold and silver cannot be taxed, people. They can't tax it because it's real money. That's why they came out with this. They tax this and they get you, let me stop sharing this. They get you to work for this, right? Economic slavery, they get you to work for this. It's the only thing can be taxed. Gold and silver, real money, God's money cannot be taxed. And you bring home 60 to 70% on the dollar. Right now, banknotes are made with 75% cotton, and you all are still chasing cotton. You're still picking cotton, right? You are still picking cotton, just like it was in times of physical slavery. You're still slaves. Did you all know that this is an off topic, on topic, teachable moment, that when Eli Whitney created the cotton gin, he saved slavery, right? Because it was too expensive during the industrial age to upkeep of slaves. They got sick, they had to feed them. And cotton became the commodity that put the United States on the map and for other countries of trade. And when Eli Whitney created the cotton gin, this helped slave and a black man continue on slavery. Up to then, it was unaffordable, right? I'm Fresh 145 says Utah is biblical. Do your homework. I'm Fresh 145. Elaborate on that. How is Utah, the state of Utah, biblical? So let's go back to this. What states accept sound money as legal tender? You have Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Tennessee. I forgot about Tennessee. Georgia. Okay, I didn't know about Georgia. Utah, West Virginia. Imagine if people get gold and silver. Again, South Carolina, Missouri, Indiana, list of states that accept gold and silver as legal tender. This is why California and New York is bankrupt as well, right? Right. This is why they're bankrupt as well. The United States is bankrupt too. But you got South Carolina, Louisiana. It says both gold and silver. Tennessee, Missouri, Indiana, Texas, Kansas, Utah, Oklahoma, Arizona. Arizona not only accept gold and silver as legal tender, it is also Arizona and Texas are also state tax free. A lot of people will be moving, if Texas can hold any more people, to Texas and Arizona because of that. And so, these are the states you will have to be in once this dollar collapses so bad. And if you do not possess or you don't want that cryptocurrency, you want physical sound money, which is God's money as well. Either way, you want, I will get out. I have all three, right? Definitely looking to get more silver because I'm not saying this is true, but I did read somewhere that once the digital dollar comes into play, and you have the Fed coin, which is already on Coinbase website, you have the Fed coin, the USD, right? That you will not be able to purchase cryptocurrency or gold and silver with the Federal Reserve digital dollars. So you need to do your due diligence, people, because it may get a point where when these banks and credit union changes to digital wallets, right? I heard someone out of Georgia say that they tried to use their credit union bank to purchase crypto on Coinbase, and it was they didn't allow it to happen. So once these banks transition to digital wallets, it's very well that you will not be able to purchase gold, silver, or Bitcoin or cryptocurrency with it, because now everything is control of the federal and everything is tracked on what you spend, and it may look like seem like identity a possible identity theft transaction. And I've read and I've heard that they won't allow the purchase of it anymore. So if some people don't have it before January, they won't have it. Okay, thank you. Oh yes, Eric, thank you. Eric is the $1,400 man that increased his take-home pay by $1,400 a month. $1,400 a month. He says, "Hey Queen, let everyone know that the home-based business would also increase their take-home pay if they work W-2s and less taxes." Thank you. Patches, workers of the future will get paid through digital wallets, which is a Fed control coin. Again, they want to tax everything, right? They want everything to be taxed. Another thing that this book brought out is about student loan debt, and then I'm signing off. I was supposed to sign off a long time ago. See if I can find it. But student loan debt is the only debt that is backed by the federal government. You can't get rid of it. You can't discharge it in a bankruptcy, right? They never lose any of their value. Student loan debts have 99 to 99% of their value, even during recessions or mortgage crunches. Student loans, they are meant to be loans that will never be paid back and can never be discharged in bankruptcy, right? The services are basically third-party government users that repackage the bundles to student loans to auction out to investors. College is almost impossible to afford without taking out a student loan. But the psychology of getting a college degree is so powerful that you have parents of college athletes who have the opportunity to earn millions in the pros make statements like, "I want my son to come back and get a college degree," right? It's in fact that college coaches and universities are paid millions or six figures of thousands, but athletes who don't make it as pros are left with debt as their education cannot be used. A college degree is declining in value. Listen at this. Your college degrees, a college degree, right, is declining in value because of the economy and the number of jobs available, but the tuition is continuing to rise. Let me say that again. This is on page 115 of Conspiracy of Credit. A college degree is declining in value because of the number of jobs available of the economy, but the tuition is continuing to rise. And this is 2013, book written in 2013. Student loan debt is estimated $1 trillion. It's probably higher than it now in 2020. There is another problem. And so now you have artificial intelligence jobs coming into play. And did you know, like Warren Buffett, who are the richest people? Warren Buffett, let me see. Did not have a college degree, but yet they convince you to go to job. Why? So you can earn this type of income, so you can be taxed. You can be a tax slave, right? Get a good job. Artificial intelligence is going to take job. And now what are you going to do if you follow the Dave Ramsey of job advice? Get a second job. There are no jobs available. That's not working in 2021. And a second job is only going to put you in a higher tax bracket and get a college education. Well, now artificial intelligence taking place. A lot of these college degrees are worthless, and the richest men in the world dropped out of college. They are Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, and Bill Gates, the richest men in the world without a college degree. I want this to challenge your paradigm, your thinking, and your future plans moving ahead. I want this to challenge you. You need to take the red pill or the blue pill today. What if I told you everything that you taught? What if I told you since 1993, Mondex was working on this electronic system? What if I told you that this is not real money? It's just a taxation slave to keep you in slavery, and that businesses do not even have to accept it as legal money, because it's not legal money, it's legal tender. It's up to businesses' choice whether they want to accept cash or coins. But people have told you for years to stack cash. People have told you for years that cash is king. No, cash is losing its purchasing power. And you're going to see how much of that purchasing power is lost within the next couple of months. People in Zimbabwe had wheelbarrows full of their fiat currency just to purchase a loaf of bread. You're thinking we're United States. We won't. Yes, we are. The dollar, also known as the petrodollar, after it was removed from gold, which is a commodity, which is an asset, then took on the name petrodollar because Saudi Arabia was only had made an agreement to only sell its oil in exchange for the US dollar. But now Saudi Arabia has broken away from that, and OPEC, right? Now China and Russia has made agreements to exchange natural gas pipeline, $50 billion without United States dollar. I just saw an article today where China, the digital yuan, is in place as to weaponize, this was CNN, against China even wanting the US dollars. Other countries had been dumped the dollar. So now that the Fed coin and digital wallets, and you don't have any decentralized cryptocurrency, you don't have any physical silver or gold, which cannot be taxed and cannot be tracked, what are you going to do? Every transaction you make from now on will be taxed, which means if you don't have a home-based business, which means if you decided, I don't want the RFID chip, right? If you all are just coming in and watch the beginning of this video, I share with you how IBM, Bill Gates, and the commercial 7 years old, right, showed how people will make groceries and have the chip implanted, and they just walk through a scanner and it calculates their groceries. No form of payment at all. So if you don't have a prime credit score, and if you are the unbanked, or you have a bad check system account on your credit, which means you cannot have a banking account, then you can quickly move from middle class, from the lower middle class to poor, because people are moving away from the dollar. Banks don't want it anymore. And why don't banks want the dollar anymore? Because Visa declared a war on cash. Regal said, my son is a full scholarship. He will graduate a bachelor's and master's degree debt-free. I'm glad, Regal. Just hope he's able to find a job, right? Exactly. This is set up. What people don't understand, Eric says no colleges in the world teach this information. What people don't understand is Dale Carnegie. That's why when you go to colleges and universities, you see Carnegie Halls and all this. Dale Carnegie and was it John D. Rockefeller? They funded. I have so much history in my head, so it'd be the Education Reform Act. And that's why you see the Dale Carnegie training put this up. But they put billions of dollars, right? So that institutions and colleges and public schools will not teach this information. John D. Rockefeller, right, declared that gold and silver is real money. Everything else is credit. Everything else is credit, right? I can't pull that up. Let me see. They don't want you to know what real money is. They don't want you to know the tax loopholes of the rich and wealthy, right? They want you to believe that you go to school, get a good job, and this is where Robert Kiyosaki comes in, and you'll always be hustling back with a job because you'll always be taxed, right? You'll always be taxed. You will, and if you don't know how to convert cash into assets, if you don't know what real assets are, right, then you will always think that cash is king. And when you listen to people without a financial education and a financial IQ that tells you to buy my product for $3,000 to $5,000 and you don't need credit, yes, you do. You're going to need credit because Visa and MasterCard is involved in these RFID chips and currency and crypto and digital wallets now like never before. Even your social credit, right, will be affected. So your Rockefeller public school system is a complete joke. It was intended this way. The current American school system took root out of the century in 1903. John D. Rockefeller, here's what I'm trying to find, founded the General Education Board, which provided major funding for schools across the country, was especially active in promoting state-controlled public school movement. That's why they don't want you to learn this in schools. John D. Rockefeller says, I don't want to create a nation of thinkers. I want to create a nation of workers. And so they came up with the curriculum, told schools never to teach this. That's why you don't learn about debt, taxes, real money in the public school system, or the power of having a business, right? So go back and watch the beginning of this. You're going to, the Payment Choice Act of 2020. And last thing I want to share with you all is how Visa declared a war on cash. Visa declared a war on cash. Let me switch to this. The Visa and MasterCard is here to take over. So, and it's going to provide that through the cryptocurrency, through the Fed coin, right? And it's going to track and tax every purchase you make and everything you do.
2% cash back at the register? That's untaxed.
Some lawmakers also see cashless establishments as a violation of the U.S. Civil Rights Act that entitles everyone to the full and equal enjoyment of goods and services without discrimination on the ground of race, color, religion, or national origin.
And because our payment system is geared towards helping the wealthy and charging the poor, there is a significant racial correlation in all of this. And it is deeply exacerbates the wealth inequality and racial wealth gap that permeates America.
In 2017, Visa, the world's largest processor of credit and debit cards, declared a war on cash.
Okay, you all can see this comes from CNBC. The war on cash, it's 2017, offers restaurants. See, this is what business and restaurants incentives or agenda is. $10,000 to go cashless. That's why restaurants don't want your cash. All right, $10,000.
Paying businesses to help them convert to a cashless payment model. Several major companies like Shake Shack, Sweetgreen, and Amazon Go made announcements to or experimented with going cashless soon. However, they reverted their decisions after a public outcry accusing them of discrimination.
Stores that have gone cashless have come back, in part because it's not fair. Wealthy people, it's fine if I put $50 on my Starbucks app and just over time spend a little bit of it. But if I'm working paycheck to paycheck, if I'm one of the majority of Americans who don't have a prime credit score, it becomes more and more expensive for me to turn my physical money into digital money.
Okay, let me stop right there. He said, if I'm one of the Americans that don't have a prime credit score, it's going to be more difficult for me to turn my physical money into digital money. What does it mean? Difficult. You get a debit card from your banking institution, credit card. See, that's why when you haven't been taught the right way to use credit, this is why I hate Dave Ramsey philosophy of cut up your credit cards, right? Because instead of teaching you the conspiracy of credit and how cashback rewards on credit cards are tax-free, he tells you to go get a second job, which he know will put you in a higher tax bracket that will keep you an economic slave. He tells you to pay everything with cash, and knowing that prices are increasing with inflation and that cash is losing its purchasing power. See, as long as you have cashback reward credit cards, right, you will not lose your purchasing power due to inflation. Inflation is the rise and increases of goods and services. So Dave Ramsey, in my opinion, is a suppressor. He keeps people in religious tax and actions. I heard someone that was, for some reason, a little Duvall video or clip that he did a year ago is floating around now back again on Instagram. And he was saying, that's why I don't use credit. I pay everything with my cash, blah, blah, blah. Well, little Duvall has several income streams, right? That's not for the average American. Another thing, a person put a comment on that Instagram, one of the Instagram videos that's reoccurring this week, right? It's a year old. And they said, that's my grandparents, they bought everything with cash. Well, they could, because until 1971, when the dollar was pegged to the gold standard, that means prices couldn't increase. There was no inflation occurring. You couldn't do, after 1971, the purchasing power of the dollar crashed, meaning prices increased. And so you had no choice but to live in a cash flow and credit world, because you couldn't afford your job, your raises on your job. You get 30, 50 cents, a dollar raise a year does not keep up with the 2-3% increases in prices of goods and services on a yearly basis. So stop what worked until 1971, the stuff Dave Ramsey telling you to do, that was pre-1971 when they could manipulate prices. See, as long as your printed cash was connected to money and currency, the federal governments could not print out of control how much they wanted, right? But as soon as it was disconnected from the gold standard, the increased prices of gold and silver went up. Silver highest price was, I think, during the 80s, during the great stock market crash of $800, right? It's back at 25. But the prices of gold and silver were down, and the dollar purchased just as much as gold and silver would. But now, right, because it's paid, it now gold and silver is increasing because it's valuable. It is money. And as the fiat money, the government's money, the Fed's money decreases in its purchasing power, right, then the real money has to rise up, because the fake money is losing its purchasing power. So the value of real money has to increase. So we are still somewhat connected to the gold system, But if you don't have gold and silver, then you're going to lose out, right? If you have 1 ounce of silver, the cost of a McDonald's, right, combo, 1 ounce of silver in the 1960s could buy you the same thing today. A cost of a loaf of bread in 1960 with 1 silver ounce, right? 1 silver ounce, which is $25, could buy you the same thing today, right? And so that's where real money is. This is where real assets. Some of you all have waited too late because you listen to your YouTubers that have 200, 300, 500 people on at one time tell you get out of Bitcoin or buy my course. But again, you need to look at cryptocurrency, definitely Ethereum, everyday transactions, maybe Litecoin, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash. Definitely look at the blockchain and the smaller altcoins that will connect these banking systems like XRP, XLM. These are assets for the future people and your physical silver and gold, right? I'm going to do this like a classroom. Anyone have any questions? But I've been on for over an hour and 30. My voice is parched right now. So I probably won't answer any questions. I don't have to say silver. Well, I think I've covered everything. If you missed the first part of this video, you definitely need to go back and watch, especially the IBM video that shows the RFID chip that was created 7 years ago and how Bill Gates is tied into now. Caleb, I think this is so true. It's very interesting to see what Dave Ramsey will be teaching when the system. I'm interested to know that as well. Right. When this system crashes, I'm curious to know what he'll be teaching as well. I'm curious to know. I can tell you it's not what he's been teaching is not biblical, because biblically the Bible teaches you that silver and gold is real money, and it also teaches you in 2 Kings chapter 4, right, how to get out of debt by using credit to borrow and to start a home-based business. It's a widow woman. Her husband died, right? Left her and her 2 sons in debt. So she used her credit. She went and borrowed vessels and pots to keep her oil in, and she shut the door. So instead of her sons working and being slaves in the economic system of getting jobs for somebody else and getting employed, she had her sons work for her and created a home-based business. And from that home-based business and using her credit, she paid off her bad debt, and she had enough left over to live off the rest. That means that woman retired rich. Retired rich. So I want you all to put credit church hashtag in it. Now we have in credit church. It's showing you biblical principles of how to use the rich and wealthy, use credit and money, silver and gold, right? To accumulate true wealth and true riches, right? How does your stock in gold and silver equate with money? How do you use it to make purchases? You need to go back and watch the beginning of this video. I discussed the 7 states that accept physical silver and gold right now to make purchases. But again, just like Bitcoin, this is not about currency, right? This is not about currency. This is showing you how silver, gold, and Bitcoin and crypto are assets and not currency. Now, if you have to use silver as currency, great. They are accepted in 7 states as legal money, right? However, you want them as assets because as the dollar begins to collapse even more, silver, gold, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency will increase. Fresh says IBM is connected to XLM. True. And another thing, and I'm signing out, physical silver also will be used for the RFID chips. That's why you all need to go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com, and get that silver stacking report. And if XLM is connected to IBM, you definitely want to do that as well. Okay, great. So I hope that explained to her. Go back and watch the video. I did list and show the 7 states that accept physical silver as legal money, because it is legal money. Hey, I'm signing out. I love this teaching session. Hope you all learned a lot. Here's to your, as I have, I Make Money Move shirt on, your credit and cash flow, your health and your wealth, your peace and prosperity. Queen of Credit out. You all have a great Saturday. And I will be teaching from this book, The History of the Black Dollar, right? The 6 times that Black wealth has been stolen from the African American community. It also talks about Reparations Act of 1989. One time that Black wealth was stolen in the Great Recession of 2008. You got the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, right? Let me see what else this book. Just a lot of things. So I'll be teaching from this book as well. 6 times in history that Black wealth was stolen. Freedmen's Bank. This is on page 48 in 1874, right? Freedmen's Bank. And this book is by Angel Rich, The Great Migration of 1900. Another time, millions of Blacks left the South for higher equality and paying jobs, and the wealth was stolen. So if you want to follow me with this book as I'm teaching, you can go to Amazon. Angel Rich is the author, The History of the Black Dollar. I don't get any, promotion fees for promoting this. And I found her on an interview with the Breakfast Club. So definitely listen to that interview with Angel Rich. That's Rich, R-I-C-H, on the Breakfast Club. And this is her book, History of the Black Dollar. You definitely need to listen to that interview as well. You are welcome. Right. Dave Ramsey is not us. He's the oppressor. He is. He's definitely, we are the children of Israel, but Dave Ramsey is the oppressor. Right. Well, honey, you've been encouraging your family to invest in silver, crypto. Then you just make sure you prepare yourself, right? Credit Master says, beautiful and intelligent queen. My issue is trust. Who controls Bitcoin? If my Bitcoin is stolen, who can I rectify the remedy? USA, China. Oh, thank you so much. Love you too, Credit Master. That's why it's recommended that you get a digital ledger, which is a storage, a backup storage, and to make sure your passcode is printed out on a piece of paper. If you use a digital ledger, a soft way to store or back up your Bitcoin, or a hard way to store or back up your Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is through a hard USB type looking ledger to back it up as well. But another way to do it digitally is through Atomic Wallet, right? And they'll give you a 16-word passcode. You need to print that out. You need to print that out and keep it somewhere in a fireproof safety storage. The only way is through crypto.com that you can back that up to Atomic Wallet. Wallet is through crypto.com. And let me give you the link to download that. So use this link to purchase through crypto.com. And then once you purchase through crypto.com, then use that Atomic Wallet for backup from crypto.com once you purchase your crypto. So that's the link for that. And if you want to know about the home-based business, Silver Stacking Report, again, include your email in that Silver Stacking Report once you make that purchase. Go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com.